Hello everyone. I wanted to take a moment to reintroduce everyone to my YouTube channel, I suppose. And when I say reintroduce, what I really mean is introduce, because this channel hasn't, always been the most active. This channel isn't even meant to be like one of those channels where you are just expecting to see stuff, right? I'm not a content creator necessarily. I'm someone who has had my account for a long time, since like 2006. Funny story, me and my friend created this account to, I know this sounds weird, but hear me out. We're listening to the logic of middle schoolers. We created an account to pretend to be another one of our friends and pose as him and write, like really unnecessary comments on ghost videos. And YouTube was a very different place at the time, by the way, in 2006. So, and then we we triggered someone, and then they accused us of being like a 40-year-old white guy in his basement. And little did she know it was actually me and another, freaking 12 or 13-year-old. But nonetheless, apologies to whoever it was that our 13-year-old selves decided to invoke our mischief on. Sorry, that's a bit of a tangent, but there we go. But yeah, no, I've uploaded a few things here and there. Some of you maybe from like the Power Ranger community may have seen an Anarchy cosplay review video I did like how long ago was it? 2014? Sheesh. Like 7 years ago, so that's insane. Yeah, wow. And that was just me on my phone and just going over stuff. There were so many ways I could have done that better, but I just wanted to make it at the time, just because I guess man, things have changed. I'm 28 now. I was how old was that? What, 7 years ago? Was it 21? Sheesh. 21? 2014? Approximately. I think that I think more recently you probably know me as one of those guys who did an Alexa Bliss what do you guys call it, like WWE virtual meet and greets, I suppose. Maybe that's the best way to describe it. I don't know what you guys call those things. I guess that's what you call it. But yeah, I mean, I'm really grateful for all the views that has gotten. That plus other events in my life have inspired me to create more content on this channel. All the likes I got on it, it has like what, 5 or 6 dislikes, so it's not too bad. 500 likes or whatever, and all those views, 25k now maybe. Probably will continue to grow at this rate until the end of the year. I wouldn't be surprised if if we reach like 50k. We'll see. But yeah, I mean, from whenever I did it, like April or something, till now, it's been great. Thank you for dropping by and checking it out and leaving a comment. I will admit, I don't know how to respond to some comments, because I just look at what some people say and I'm just like, I'm really not sure how to say stuff. And I still try to communicate with the community as best as I can, but I've been pretty busy. I know I've been lagging on it, so I apologize for that, but I'll get back to you when I can. And if I don't, well, here's my acknowledgement to you. Thank you for dropping by the channel. I really do appreciate it. But I think I should be able to. We have like at the time of this recording, it's June 29th, we have a 3-day weekend coming up. 3-day weekend coming up at work for me. And we'll talk all about, my work and all that other stuff too. We'll dive into that. But yeah, we have that coming up, and I should have some time to just settle down and check out some things. But nonetheless, yeah, you guys are funny. I don't know how to describe some of what you guys have said. There was only one comment I think left in bad faith, and that was just, you know, one of those nasty things that happen when you, I don't know, it's just what the internet is. You could literally be the saint of the world and someone's still going to antagonize you needlessly for no reason. So that's just unfortunately what happens. It's because, you know, you have a screen here, the other people that comment and all that stuff, they know that people like me or people like, you know, whoever that they decide to antagonize can't do anything about it because we don't know them. They make like a burner account or whatever, and they say dumb stuff, and yeah, you know, it is what it is. And then they, you know, go on after that. But I think that comment was deleted anyways, so you guys are probably wondering, like, why am I talking about what nasty people say online? Well, it's a different topic we can talk about next time, but I do, you know, think a lot about digital citizenship when I am you know, doing my stuff online. I'm no role model. I'm not someone who has ever claimed to be or will ever claim to be someone that you should aspire to be in terms of how I interact with people online. But sometimes I think I handle things pretty nicely too. So with that said, yeah, those of you in my comments who are not getting along with each other, just leave it be, I suppose. You guys came here to watch a video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you didn't, well, maybe you were one of the 5 or 6 that just, you know, heard that I was a Republican or something, and then you left, which, by the way, I'm not now at the time of this recording, and I'll explain. We'll talk a little bit about politics in this one, not too much, because I know that that's one of those, like, you don't talk about those things kind of a deal. But no, for real. Thank you for dropping by. If someone makes you upset, just drop it. Like, what are you gonna do? Like, 20 years down the line, you're still gonna be thinking about what does Gary Vee say? What's his famous Punkman 97 or whatever? I don't know. Like the screen names that he made up. You know, like what some random person you don't even know has to say about you, doesn't know anything about you, judging you. You know, cut the crap. Yeah, better things to do. So don't let other people, you know, put you down, stuff like that. I'm an advocate of free speech, though. I'm not someone who's going to delete stuff on my channel. People could say really bad things, and I'm not going to delete it. I think it's important to leave things up and have people be held accountable to that, and the community can talk to them, you know, if that stuff happens. I'm not someone who believes in cancel culture, if you will, and I know some people are gonna be mad by that because, wait, you can't say cancel culture. It's that's not real. So, yeah. So I mean, with that said, we're already leaning towards, you know, talking about politics a little bit. So let's just dive into that. Oh wait, one more thing before I do that. I noticed there was an account or a comment on my video that is claiming that they are Alexa Bliss. Obviously they are not. For those of you who are out there that I guess for some reason, like, you can't tell, or I don't know, like, you legitimately think that it's Alexa talking to you right now. I'm open-minded. Anything's possible in the world, but I highly doubt that that is her. People don't go and do that kind of stuff. I have seen on Instagram that, you know, profiles with blue check marks, right? Celebrities do interact with fans. They do reply to them and all that stuff, and they do comment on other people's stuff. But most of the time, especially nowadays, like, we should just know, like, who is real and who is not real, especially with these verified profiles and stuff like that. I know some of them don't have it, but, you know, we can, you know, like, if you're a fan of something and of a figure, like, you generally speaking should know, like, what their main Twitter, Instagram, or YouTube is, if they have a YouTube. So it's like, I'm just saying this for your safety, for your, like, energy and time, you know, like, don't waste it talking to, you know, fake people online. Like, I don't even want to know, like, what's gonna happen or what you guys have talked about since like, ever since, like, this fake profile came on and started saying you know, to trade numbers and emails or whatever I saw. So if any of you happen to watch this video, please don't interact with whoever that person acting in bad faith is doing. Like, that's just not, you don't want to do that. So you know, one last thing. I know I said I was going to jump into, you know, just talk about the politics a little bit too, but in the Alexa Bliss video, I've got some questions about, you know, why I talked about what I talked about. Just keep in mind those interviews, generally speaking, take like somewhere between 2 to 4 minutes long. I don't know. You can purchase more tickets to get more time, but you know, I had 2 minutes with her. There were a lot of things you could say. 2 minutes is only so much time. And I just had my notes on the side, and I wanted to just, you know, read off and say everything that I wanted to say to her. I think I could have been a little bit more tactful with my responses. Like, I rewatched the video and I cringed. I'm just like, why did I say that? Why did I respond that way? Or I was thinking to myself, like, maybe I could have continued the conversation a little bit better this way or that way. But, you know, yeah, it's just not a lot of time to do or say a lot. So you really just have to keep the ball rolling if you're trying to cover as much as you can and be as comprehensive as you can. So that's, you know, what that is. Yeah, very tricky, but still great, still fun. I hope, well, I'm sure that, you know, people like her, you know, celebrities and WWE superstars have met a lot of weird people in their lives, and she probably has to get used to talking to a lot of weird wrestling fans, right? Because that's our stigma, right? We're weird. I'm hella weird. Look at my room, like, what? But yeah, you know, it is what it is. You talk to people and you just try your best to be as, I don't know, not so socially awkward as you can be. Although, you know, when you think back to it, it's those moments in the shower where you're like, why did I say that? Why did I say this? Yada yada yada. So yeah, we'll talk a little bit more in depth about that next time. So anyways, we have 2 things left on this video to cover, which is, again, just talking about the politics real quick, and then talking about what can you expect from this channel moving forward. So I know you're probably thinking, like, I'm keeping like pretty general and pretty vague. Like, what do I mean by politics? First of all, like, I'm not going to be talking about my political beliefs or talking about, like, what or trying to shove my views down anybody's throats. What I mean by that is actually another thank you. It's an extension of my thank you from earlier. I really do appreciate everyone sending in the likes and you know, just dropping by to watch the video, and I can only confirm that at least 500 out of 25k of you guys have enjoyed the video, I hope, because you gave it a like. I know 6 out of the 25k don't, but and again, at the time of this recording, and then that's not to even factor in the comments and stuff. Some people just leave comments and they don't like and stuff like that. There's people who sub too, so I guess there's that too. So you guys who liked and left a good comment and sub, between, you know, those you guys, I really appreciate it, especially if you're someone who is, you know, a modern day a liberal or a Democrat. You are people I really appreciate, because you chose to stick around and not, you know, attack me or whatever, or my character, just based on political, you know, affiliation. I would imagine you're probably open-minded. Even the independents and the moderates too, you know, it's whatever, like, whoever you are, maybe you're apolitical too. It's just, I just want to really stress the whole, I don't know, just thank you for letting me speak my truths and, you know, being okay with that, because there's a lot to talk about, and usually people don't know how to talk to each other anymore in this sort of manner. There's a lot to talk about, you know, in politics ever since, you know, like, for example, when Trump came into the office, and I'm not going to really, talk too much about like my personal beliefs on things. All I said was I switched from Democrat to Republican last year. I did not say specifically whether or not, for example, I voted for Trump or voted for Biden, because Republicans voted for Biden too, for example, right? I'm not going to say, about this or about that. Like, my content on the channel moving forward is just going to be purely focused on what I'm about to tell you after I'm done, talking about this. So, just know that even with that said, though, the fact that I could say right now in 2021, that, I went to being a Republican last year, and you guys are still being great with me. It's just really, really cool. So thank you for that. And, I guess we can make another video about it next time. But yeah, it really does mean a lot. I lost a lot of friends, like I said, last year for just trying to have a nice conversation with them about things, and nobody wanted to hear it. Like, nobody can, like, it's really hard, because you have to understand my group, right? My circle that I'm in, having grown up in a super liberal city and super liberal blah blah blah, and having been a former liberal myself, I grew up here, and I believed and I did everything, as like a liberal should, or a leftist, former leftist would and should. My entire life I was, and then I just decided to think for myself, and then I made my own decisions after that. And again, I'm not telling you what they are, because I'm not going to throw any more fuel to the fire if some of you are already like thinking, what? So no, for real. Much appreciated. We're not going to talk about politics here a lot. Here and there, maybe I'll clarify a few things, but I want to keep this as apolitical as I can. I was even hesitant on whether or not I wanted to talk about the politics thing with Alexa Bliss, but I thought like that was something meaningful to me and something that she talked about before in the past, and I thought I'd just bring it up to her and took that leap of faith, and I was hoping that she wouldn't be too put off by it. And I like to imagine that she was she wanted to, I don't know if I say I wanted to hear that, but she took it, and she wasn't like ugh at me, but she has to be professional too, so I get that too. Anyways, you guys get my point. Like, it is what it is. So let's go on and talk about what's going to happen on this channel then. So what's going to happen on this channel? Well, a lot of things. I've been thinking about a lot of things, and I think the channel is going to be a variety of just a lot of things. Just to give you some examples, I'll have maybe more interviews with certain celebrities. I did one with Matt Lesher, played Eobard Thawne in Flash and Legends, and Courtney Ford, who played Nora Dark on Arrow and Legends. I think she's on another show, Supernatural or something. I don't watch it, but still. You can expect to see more of that. You can expect to see some Let's Plays, so I'll play some games. You guys can see I have this playing on in the background. Hopefully you guys can hear me. I didn't even check. I should probably check. That's something I should mention right now too before I forget. In the early stages of everything, including right now, like, you're gonna see more of like a documentation sort of a deal rather than me pushing out content that's like super duper polished. Because I'm still learning a lot of video editing software, and I'm still trying to get the hang of things. I think that we'll get some good stuff, and we'll get higher quality things, but for now this is what it is. And and then I'll learn best practices and tutorials and stuff that I'll watch and whatnot. But thanks for bearing with me right now. This whole thing is going to be again, it's like me documenting my journey into stuff. I'm not going to pretend like this is a quick video. I'm already rambling and talking for like almost 20 minutes, so there's that, completely unedited and stuff like that. Part of it too also has to do with the fact that I'm like really busy with work all the time as well. I'm not always, I don't always have the energy to come back and make a video like this, but I felt okay today, so I thought, you know, maybe I'd give it a try. Yeah, what else? So unboxings of things and reviews of things. I have a lot of cool things that I like to share. I don't know if you guys can see my stuff back there, but I love to, you know, go over some Power Ranger stuff with you guys. Wrestling stuff, of course. I like K-pop. Those of you who are Blinks, you already see that right there. And yeah. And my collection back there has always been changing and stuff. I'm selling stuff too, so let me know if you want some of my stuff. When I say unboxings, I mean like booster pack openings too. I have recorded like a bunch of material. I recorded a lot of content. You know, we have a lot of material from this past weekend of me opening booster boxes and stuff, and we got some pretty good pulls. You guys will see them very soon. So like, just as a spoiler alert, here's one. This Galarian Zapdos. It's this is money right here. Because it's the alt art. So there'll be there'll be things for everyone. Pokemon fans maybe won't like the wrestling or the K-pop or whatever. Wrestling fans may not care for all this weeb stuff, but I like anime. I like a lot of things. Maybe I'll make like random things here and there, but I don't know. I'm gonna make an effort to try to put out more content consistently, I guess. It's not going to be super consistent, I promise you right now. That I'm not going to make promises, so that one promise, right? That I'm gonna, you know, be able to keep up with a lot of things, because, you know, priorities, life has to happen first. But when I can, I'll come on here and see what I can do, and all that stuff. So yeah, so that's just kind of an idea, and I'm sure there's a lot of other things that will come about, and you'll be able to you know, partake in experience with me. But that's just, you know, some of the stuff I've been thinking about putting on here. We'll talk about some of my personal life too, not super duper uber detailed, right? I'm not giving you like social security number or bank account, but I'll talk about how things are going. Like, for example, I'm thinking about shifting from my current job. I have been working in education as an educator for the past I don't know, like 7 years. I mean, technically, you want to go all the way back. I've been doing it ever since I was a senior in high school. So I've been thinking about making that shift to into coding, and I want to share my journey with you in that regard. Yeah, and then I want to try and share some of my past journeys with you guys. Like, I majored in psychology. I think that would be something to talk about, what I did at UCSD, what's life like in SF. I went on a journey into professional wrestling, and you know, that was pretty cool, because I went to Canada and I trained with Lance Storm, so that was pretty neat. So yeah, that was all pretty cool. A lot of things to cover, a lot of things, but this is just sort of a preview, giving you guys that idea. But anyways, thanks for dropping by. Just wanted to chat, and before I leave off, I just really wanted to say one last time, again, it means a lot to me, and I'm not gonna talk about it again, except for maybe here and there. I really appreciate all of you who are, you know, who actually practice tolerance for people with political differences and all that other stuff. And I keep stressing this out because I know you guys come from different parts of the world, and it probably seems different from your perspective, but for someone like me who grew up as, you know, someone who is left-leaning or leftist or Democrat, and then to just push the edge a little bit and become, you know, somewhat moderate and independent, and even onto being a right-winger last year. I mean, like, and to have so many people just treat you horrible because of that. It's really bad. Like, you know, I mean, really mean things, you know, like painting every, for example, like person who doesn't identify as a leftist or Democrat as a Nazi or whatever, you know, with the broad, you know, like painting everyone like that with the broad strokes, just not cool in my opinion. But of course, I just said an opinion and now everyone's gonna cancel me for that. But yeah, no, for real. And just in case there are some people who are going to comment in bad faith and say like, well, you obviously think this way or think that way and therefore you are a blah blah blah. No, you don't know me. I'm not going to, bow down to, the Bob mentality. You can't assume who I again voted for last year. You can't assume anything about me, really. I'll tell you this just to end speculation. I said in the video I was Republican, but I switched to this year. I consider myself an independent and a moderate. I consider myself a free thinker. I'm someone who just thinks for himself, I guess. I take in everything from everybody. I take in my information. I listen to all the different news sources, and I come to my own conclusions. I don't let any single one entity or person tell me what to do or how to think. No political party, no media outlet, none of this, none of that. Even the algorithms set by, big tech and all that other stuff, I'm someone who has always been an advocate for, thinking for yourself. So again, consider me independent or moderate. I know that's going to be a hard notion to accept based on what I talked about in my video with Alexa Bliss, but it is what it is. I've always been that way. In fact, I only said, Republican, just because most people who are not super, into politics and stuff, they only understand, or at least in American politics, there's Democrats and there's Republicans. There's nothing else. They don't know that there's the libertarians too. Oh, there's the, this and that and that and this. There's a lot of different things going on. So, that's, that's what that is. It's more of like when I say that I switched to Republican last year, it means that I accept that term. Like if you were to call me one, I would be okay with it, but just don't call me a Democrat or a leftist or a liberal anymore. I'm someone who has some of those values and still shares a lot of those common values, but I'm someone who will accept being called a Republican or a independent or a moderate or a libertarian too. They're all good stuff to me. Maybe not to you, but again, I'm not trying to force views down your throat and stuff. I haven't even talked about any specific views and stuff like that, right? You can take guesses at what I am thinking about in terms of like what the popular arguments, like what gun control or pro-life or pro-abortion or whatnot and all that other stuff, but you'd be surprised at how I answer to a lot of different things. There's a lot of nuance that people are foregoing, and the truth is usually somewhere in the middle. I think we should all just work together and find out the truths of the world and all that stuff. But anyways, philosophy, fun stuff. Maybe we can talk about that on this channel too. Who knows? I think that's pretty much it. I didn't mean to ramble on and on about politics as much in this video. Again, this video was just to reintroduce everyone to this channel, just sit down and talk a little bit and just get you guys ready, get you guys set up for what's to come, however long that might take. Again, I'm not promising any schedules, but I guess one thing that was sitting on my mind was to, again, like the reason I'm talking about that so much is because I talked about that in my Alexa Bliss video, and had I not talked about that, I probably wouldn't even be talking about it right now. But I talked about it, I decided to upload it, and people either ignored it or people accepted it from what I've seen so far. So thank you for that. That's why I'm talking about it as much as I am, because I'm I don't know, I'm just grateful for no bullying or mean comments necessarily, except for one, because I've been on the recipient of that a lot last year. But again, different stories for different times in the future. thank you everyone, and take care. We will blah. You guys will see me full of blah 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 my words a lot. Because that's just how my brain works. It just doesn't know how to speech sometimes. Alright, with that said, thank you. We just went over 30 minutes. Didn't expect it to take this long. I promise you it's not going to take that long. I'm going to practice. I'm going to try not to ramble as much next time. Maybe some of my unboxings will take longer because I need to go into detail on a lot of things, but I'll try to put up some shorter videos for you guys to watch too. In fact, I have another snippet of a video that I'm going to upload pretty soon from a larger unboxing. It's a video where I pulled this card, and hopefully you guys will like that. I almost spent the card. Gotta be careful with this. I almost dropped it. Alright. Gotta really be careful with that. Alrighty. Talk to you guys later. I'm gonna stop wasting your time. Have a great whatever day it is that you're watching this.